What's up everybody, it's Abaddon Arcade and this is Got to Game. As always, we're back with another episode of the latest haul. So we're just going to quick recap to let you know what we're going to go through. A couple of Nintendo systems, collectibles from different things like Mondo Tees, and of course, Amiibo. Let's get right to it. First up, we have the new Nintendo 3DS Ambassador Edition that was only available to the European Club Nintendo market. Now, a select bunch of people had a chance to buy this through the Club Nintendo, and I believe it retailed for like 180 pounds, which roughly converts to like around 270 or something like that in American. I don't know what it translates to euros or Australian dollars. That's how I found out when I bought one myself. I luckily got one for close to the retail price of what they paid for. And we'll do a proper unboxing of this later on. I just want to show you all the quick things that we've gotten over the past 2 weeks. But this one in particular has really cool faceplates that you'll only find in one place, and it's here. And the symbols actually are supposed to stand for Nintendo, but when you break them down, they actually mean Entrust, Sky, and Company. And I guess put together, that just kind of makes what Nintendo is. On the back of it, though, you'll see that it says Nintendo. Now, these, like I said, these are specifically made just for this system. You ain't gonna find these anywhere else. Which is true, because it only comes in this. But they also included Super Smash Brothers faceplates as well. Now, this particular system has already been out in, which is the original regular style 3DS. It's been out in Japan and also in the Australian markets. The United States is not getting this version, which is a smaller version of the system, of course. It's still larger than the original 3DS, but it's the smaller one only has this optional removing of the faceplates, which is awesome. As you've already probably seen, there's a ton of cool faceplates that have been coming out. New ones for Majora's Mask, Zelda, you name it, they got all kinds of stuff. Secondly, we got the Luigi Nintendo 3DS XL. You might have already seen an unboxing of this. That's right, I already put it out. That was a really quick one. So you can see an in-depth one of that. I'll probably post a link somewhere around here so you can see it. There's nothing different about it other than, it's still the original XL model, but it has a very cool, look to it because it has all those little silhouettes of Luigi in green, and it's for the year of Luigi. This is probably one of my top favorites designs of all across all regions, because I'm a big fan of Luigi and I like this a lot. It's a shame it didn't come out into other markets. I mean, it actually came out in Japan, so it didn't come out to the United States. But yeah, it's a really cool one. Really happy to finally get this one. I got this under 300, which is a deal because it's so hard to find one of these at around retail because they just don't make them anymore. So, I mean, if you're a big fan of Luigi and you're a collector of 3DSs, because that's insane, but that's what we do, it's a good one to have. Next up, Amiibo. Yeah, we finally had Amiibo come out, I believe, in the US at least, on February 2nd, I believe, or the 1st. No, it was the 1st. February 1st is when we received the new batch, Wave 3, which is considered Wave 3A because it was only the beginning ones, right? Which was Toon Link, as you can see here, Bowser, Sheik, and of course Rosalina, which was an exclusive in the United States for Target retail stores only. Now I also got Lucario, but I did not get the North American version, which is the one that's exclusive to Toys R Us's nationwide in the United States. That one was extremely hard to get. Even if you managed to pre-order it through Toys R Us early on, they canceled a lot of orders because the story was that their manufacturing plant broke down, they didn't make enough, which doesn't make sense because then you just go to another factory and make more. So I got this one. It looks almost identical to the North American one, but it's actually from the European market, which I think is just as fine. They're all region-free anyways, so it doesn't really matter. I also got another Marth because I just kind of went crazy when I opened that first Marth, if you've seen my Amiibo review. Next up is a couple of smaller trades that I got over the internet, just doing Facebook groups and other trading sites. It was just one game actually, but a game that I've always wanted to get for a long time, and it is Ikaruga for the Dreamcast, the Japanese version. But Ikaruga is a really special game. It's an awesome shmup, shoot 'em ups. It's made by Treasure. It's one of those just classic games that are just amazing. They also released this on the GameCube, which is another game that another version of the game that's pretty hard to get. It's kind of expensive. It runs around $30, $30 to $40, depending on where you get it. And it's an awesome arcade shooter if you go to an arcade. It's just great to play. The mechanics are really good. It's action-packed. If you can play it, and they also released this on the Xbox Live Arcade, it would be great if you take your screen and turn it vertically. If you can do that with your screen, because that's like the best way to play any kind of shooter. Another game that I got locally, this was actually just through GameStop, and it's because I couldn't find it anywhere else, and that's Pikmin 3. Yeah, it took me a long time to get this game. I don't know why I didn't get it in the beginning, or to begin with. It's just, I kind of waited on it, you know, I just thought, I'll wait because I have other games to get. Yeah, then it turns out they just stopped stocking this game everywhere. Like, Nintendo's not making it. I don't know if that's just in the North American market or what, but this game has skyrocketed in price. If you look now, this game is going for like $100 or something like that. You're not going to find it anywhere in store unless you're somewhere out in the middle of nowhere, which, I mean, no offense, but sometimes you get really good stuff out there for just being in the middle of nowhere because no one's there, and they still have these in stock, kind of like Amiibo, you know, just, you never know. Yeah, because I believe because they ended up releasing this as a digital download for a while, as also as a platinum reward, and so I guess they figured, you know, why keep making them. It's a fantastic game. If you've I've only played it during E3, and I still just haven't really beaten the first two. I recently, within the year, well, actually within the last year, I got the first two. So I want to play them in order, even though I know it's not that important. But it is to me just, you know, chronologically just to play them all. But finally have this in my possession, physical copy. Unfortunately, the registration card has already been used, in which case I would have loved to have, because, you know, as you all know, Club Nintendo is closing down, and we're not going to have, you know, that much time to redeem anything new or anything in the past, because they're going to be closing down in June. So if you have any games available that you haven't redeemed, you should go ahead and do it now. They have like over 100 games that you can download, depending on how many coins you have or accumulated. I'm already at platinum level, and I used up, I think I had like 1,500 coins that I've already used up. I got the second Super Smash Bros. Poster set, and a couple of games that are really rare. And it'd be nice to go into another breakdown or another video about Club Nintendo. Maybe I'll do that later, but I just want to throw this out. If you are trying to decide what games to get for Club Nintendo, because there's a ton of games, you know, all across, I highly recommend Gorilla off of Ultra Hand. I know it's just a small mini game. It's like a mobile game almost, but it's 80 coins. But it's a game that you're not going to find anywhere else. They don't sell it on the eShop. And like I said, once the club closes, you're never going to see that game again. Secondly, Doc Lewis's Super Punch-Out, or just Punch-Out, right? Punch-Out, I think it's just called Punch-Out. Remember the Wii had the Punch-Out, which is currently up on the Wii Shop now, the Wii version of that Punch-Out game. During that time when that game came out for the Wii, for the Club Nintendo, they also released this, I guess you would call like a somewhat mod, small DLC type game where you actually fight your coach or your trainer, Doc Lewis. And it looks funny, but that was the only time to get it. And I kind of always regretted it that I never got it, because I was never really into Club Nintendo back then. And I remember a friend had it, and it's just like, wow, this is the coolest thing. And I thought to myself, I'm gonna have to find somebody who is willing to sell their Wii that has this game on it. Luckily, they brought it back for the Club Nintendo right now, and I highly recommend you get it, because it is a rare title that you're not gonna find anywhere else. I mean, if they ever bring it back, I'd be surprised, but this is the end of Club Nintendo. This is the last time you're gonna see it, because I didn't even think they were gonna bring it back. So like I said, I recommend you get it, whether you play Punch-Out or not. If you're a collector, a big fan of Nintendo and just kind of rarities, get it. And speaking of Club Nintendo, prior to finding out that the club was closing, I had a bunch of coins already, and I ended up going crazy and getting a ton of these Nintendo card cases. And you can see they always come with different ones. The ones in white are actually the 8-bit Link ones, and the darker Bowser ones are actually the Pikmin ones as well. Because, you know, each case comes with like additional slips that you could just switch out. And yeah, because I really needed the space, and I just figured why not, just in case. But honestly, I don't know how much longer they're going to keep supporting the 3DS, that I'm going to be able to fill all these up. And then, even, you know, to add to that, they added a new case to the club right now, you know, since it's closing. It's a 2015 edition, because these are actually older versions. Like, I don't know what years these originally came out. The 8-bit one came out last year, the 8-bit Link Zelda one. But now they have a new one up that's called the 2015 version. And that has like a Wind Waker Link one and another Zelda slip in there too. So I really want to get that. Like I said, I already used up my coins from buying the Super Smash Bros. Posters and the games, so I really want to get those somehow. I need to add some more coins to my account so I can get one of those. Yeah, so I got a bunch of these in the mail finally. Like I said, maybe I'll trade them out to somebody else who got a bunch of the new ones. You know, you never know. If you guys want to swap with me, let me know. Moving on to collectibles, this is the Batman Animated Series single die-cut vinyl. Yeah, it's a vinyl record. If you've been watching my channel, you've seen that I already did an unboxing of this. It's a really cool record. It's more for show, really. You know, like I said, it's in the shape of the Batman symbol. I'm not gonna take it out for you right now. Like I said, you can go check out that video. I'll put a link just so you can see it, but I'm gonna open it up so you can see the full layout of it. It's very cool, designed by Phantom City Creative, and it's just an awesome record to have. Like I said, it only has the Danny Elfman theme song for the main theme and the end credits. So it's really cool to have if you're a big Batman fan and collectibles of Mondo Tees or Mondo in general. I don't think they're calling themselves Mondo Tees anymore. I think it's just Mondo, but they do a lot of posters, like limited edition posters that always sell out, and then you see them on eBay all the time, which is just sad. And they're releasing a lot of cool new collectibles now. They're moving into the collectible arena, and I got a couple of things that I've already pre-ordered from them. So once they come in, you'll be ready for that. They're really cool. You're gonna like them, especially if you like pop culture and movies and all kinds of stuff like that. Moving on. One of the last things I have to show you, I did order some more action figures and stuff like that. Just I constantly forget that I ordered some things and I end up getting them, and then it's just like, oh, I didn't know I ordered this, and I finally get it. It's kind of surprising, and sometimes it's really cool. It is surprising. It's like, yeah, I got something cool. I'm like, oh yeah, I forgot I bought that. One of them is this Optimus Prime D-style action figure. Now the thing with this was, when I saw it on the website, I didn't know it was a build model kit. Yeah, I don't like those. I mean, I remember doing them for Gundam way back in the day. So yeah, you get a bunch of these things, you know, with all the parts for this was Optimus, right? So it's just all the parts for Optimus, and you can kind of spot him in the background right now. But I'll bring him closer. Let me just put this box away. He's right here. See, it's like, oh, I'm gonna drop, and I just broke his arm off. It's a pretty detailed figure, actually. Let's see if we can get him back to you guys. Here we go. Without dropping him again. It's like, only you can prevent forest fires. Yeah, he's actually very, very articulate, and I mean, it has a lot to do with the fact that you put him together and there's a lot of parts to him. It was a pain to put them together. I mean, I thought it would take like maybe 15 minutes. No, it took me for the better part of like an hour or two just to get everything together. But you know, if you look at him closely, he doesn't look all that bad. He's very light because, like I said, he's just a model kit, but he has some good posing or articulation, I should say. His mouth kind of opens up and down when you're like this, like Megatron, Bumblebee. I can't really do the Peter Cullen voice. I can only do, you know, Autobots. I sound really old. He also comes with his little mini truck, and he also has his mace, or his battle axe that has the mace. So yeah, I mean, it's not that bad. I don't know if he was worth. I think he was like 20 bucks or something like that. So I also have Megatron on order, but now that I have him, I just figured might as well just keep the order. Megatron does look really cool. He's in gray, so you're not going to see a lot of that residue on him, or it's not going to show up as much as him, because I had to kind of shave it off, because I just don't like that kind of stuff. That's the reason I don't like model kits, is because of the residue pieces that are still on them, and you just kind of have to slice them off with an X-Acto knife or something. Also, if you've been keeping an eye on Codenames Team, which stands for Strike Team Eliminating the Alien Menace, and if you pre-ordered it, you might have gotten one of these. That's only, as far as I know, it's in the GameStops throughout the United States. But you get this poster that's, you know, has President Lincoln, and it says, you know, I want you for my strike team. On the back, though, it's got a really cool array, a list of all the characters that are going to be in the game. And many of them that I don't think we've even heard of yet. We already heard about Tiger Lily, who's going to be like the medic. Tom Sawyer as well, who's more like a scout. Of course, the main guys, which is like Henry Fleming, that you might have played in a demo. John Henry, line from Oz. The Fox, who I don't know where she's from. She's new. A Scarecrow is also from Oz, which is pretty cool. Queequeg from Moby Dick, which I think is really, really cool. And another guy named Randolph Carter, who looks like he's an engineer type of guy. Also, if you've seen it already, there's a demo out that you can check out and play. And it's really cool, and it actually has a lot of levels or maps to actually go through. Really in depth. And the cool thing is, though, if you play through it all the way, or not, you know, if you play through it almost all the way, any coins that you accumulated or the money that you got actually transfers over to the main game once you buy it. Not only that, but you also get a secret weapon or a special weapon only because you were playing the demo. And I know this because I've only played it on the Ambassador Edition, and that's the PAL version. So I'm going to have to download it again on my US version, just so when I get the American or the North American version of the game, it'll transfer over to that one. So yeah, it's a pretty cool one. Also, I mean, this is what they gave you in store, but if you pre-ordered it, you also get, like, which is a little bit odd, you get a little Majora's Mask pin that you might have seen already, that a lot of people on the Nintendo Directs were wearing. And it's also the same pin that's coming in the Majora's Mask Limited Edition in the European markets. So if you couldn't get that version because, you know, it's like 75 bucks to import it over here or something like that, you get a pin just for pre-ordering Codenames Team. And it's a cool game because it's made by Intelligent Systems. They made Fire Emblem. Like I said, I'm a big fan of Fire Emblem. And I played the demo already with this. The acting is kind of funny, but it's in a comic book style, and it looks really cool, and I've had a lot of fun with it so far. So hopefully it'll be just as good as the demo shows, and there's lots of levels to play. But lastly, I think this is the last thing, is this. The Metal Gear Nendoroid, Metal Gear Solid Snake Nendoroid from Good Smile Company. And again, you're going to see a full unboxing of this guy soon. But yeah, that's pretty much it for the latest haul. This haul was actually a pretty big one. I'm sure I missed a couple of things, but we'll probably throw those into whenever we do the next episode. Like I said, we don't do this frequently or every week or anything like that. It's just whenever we get like a ton of stuff in here that we decide, it's like, all right, we got a lot of stuff, we want to show it off, tell people where you can get it. And a lot of these things, like I said, Mondo, like if I forgot to mention where I got some of these things, let me know. The Nendoroids, I believe you can get them at the Nendoroid store or a Good Smile store. You can also find them on Amazon, pretty reasonably priced. They typically go for $50. Whenever you see them in shops over here, they go for like around $50. It's originally they come out, they're like 30 bucks. If you can get them imported, they're like $30, $35. So you can save yourself a couple of bucks when you're buying imports. As far as everything else, you know, Toys R Us, Target, or wherever you buy yours, like Amazon UK, Amazon France. In some cases, I've ordered from Toys R Us in France and Belgium. They were just easier to order from. And yeah, Club Nintendo, all that other stuff. Oh, one last thing, of course, and you might have already seen it. The Club Nintendo Twilight Princess Lena statue, which is a gold, all complete gold statue that was only offered to Club Nintendo Europe members. And you might see it's right up there. It's a beautiful statue that was only available to the Club Nintendo members who had, like, I think 17,000 coins. That's a lot to save up. I mean, how do you know, or how do you anticipate something like this, right? I mean, this I had to import from Europe as well, from the UK, and I got it for under 300 bucks because this is an expensive statue. If you can find one of these, it's gonna be pricey. A lot of people like to price them around $500 to $600. Love it. It's all gold, really gold. So yeah, that's it for I Got the Game. Where I Got the Game, and that's it for the last haul. Everybody else out there, stay gold.